From a town invaded by crows to one of the worst animal attacks featuring frogs, we take a look at 10 of the towns that were invaded by animal hordes. Hello, the Lone Boys here, and today I will be narrating. So, sit down, have some peace. Number 10. Now, this is called the City of California, Pennsylvania. It's a small college town. Now, unfortunately, in 2012, which is approximately 4 years ago, it was invaded from the air by thousands and thousands of crows. According to the town's residents, the sound of the crows was unbearable. When compared their sound to raindrops, well, another said they were louder than an alarm clock. Besides being a general nuisance, mass numbers of birds taken over an area can be harmful because of the illnesses they spread and their infections or effects on infrastructure. Most bird invasions, like the one in California and Pennsylvania, occur in the winter because the birds are attracted to the lights of urban areas along with the heat generated. To try to get the crows to leave the town, authorities use grape extract smoke, which works like pepper spray for crows, and is neither harmful to plants nor other species of birds. When the moment is used, the crows will leave areas where grape extract has been sprayed. Number 9. Now, yes, Lukogorsk, Russia, is a nice, good old place located in Siberia, nearby the Russian-Chinese border. Unfortunately, in 2015, they were under siege by roving black bears. In quick succession, 36 starving bears were reported, with one resident comparing it to a military campaign. It did indeed become a war between the bears and the town, as multiple assaults by black bears occurred. The authorities soon ordered residents to stay in their houses for their own safety. Several bears had to be killed because of the threat they posed. In all, 4 or 5 human deaths occurred before a task force was put together to take care of the situation. The reason for some attacks was due to a shortage of pine nuts in the forest. Without the largest source of food, the bears were near starvation and desperate attack to find food. The bears began to attack the townspeople. Number 8. Now, in Docker River, Australia, located in the Northern Territory in 2009, the community was infested with 6,000 thirsty camels. Camels had originally been brought to Australia to help with travel across arid locations, while other animals couldn't suffice. Well, after transportation, however, began to improve, most of the camels were let go. Since then, the population has grown unmanageable, culminating in the invasion of Docker River. In their search of water, the camels contaminated supplies, trampled fences, and ruined tanks. So the Australian government was forced to take action. They announced a column program in which the camels would be put down from above by helicopters. Although this caused outrage from other nations, the Australian government went through with it and stepped up efforts to cull the population across the board. By 2012, 100,000 camels have been culled. Number 7. We all know number 7, and guess who is attacking Kakara Island in Japan? Now, if you don't know where the island is, it is a small island in the Genkai Sea near the Saga Prefecture of Japan. By April 2016, the small community of 100 was surrounded by wild boars. Can't you believe it? They were not indigenous to the island, but they arrived there approximately 15 years ago on their own by swimming the 2 miles from nearby Kyushu. Since then, the population has multiplied quickly. Now there are about 300 boars on the island, outnumbering the residents 3 to 1. Due to such natural crops as sweet potatoes and pumpkins that grow in abundance on the island, the boars have thrived, but not without inflicting damage on the community. The island's original purpose was to cultivate camellias for cosmetics and tourism, but the boars have caused massive damage to the camellias, and tourism is no longer an option. Dogs can't be used to hunt the boars due to the island's topography, and traps sent by residents have produced negligible results. If nothing is done about the boars, the island might have to be evacuated. Number 6. Ijishu Manshapli Gahama. In April 2016, Asini and Pong and Kwasu, two villages located in the municipality in Guam, were invested by a massive influx of presumably venomous black snakes. Much of the area is surrounded by vegetation, so it is believed that the snakes emerged from there. Once they entered the villages, the snakes began to take shelter in the bedrooms, closets, and bathrooms of homes. This epidemic caused a great deal of panic in the inhabitants of the area, as they tried to hunt down as many snakes as possible. That means a lot of guns, people. A lot of guns. In a short period, over 60 snakes were killed, but they still terrorized the community. Locals attributed the invasion to the anger of the gods. They said that young people were having illicit sex in the bushes surrounding the villages, which arose the gods' wrath. After authorities arrived and fumigated the area, they gathered 300 dead snakes. They confirmed that the snakes did bite, but they were not venomous. Number 5. Betty's Bay, South Africa. Penguins are almost universally beloved, but those who've been up close to them often have a different opinion. Such is the case with the town of Betty's Bay in South Africa, where endangered African penguins often come to breed. By 2012, the residents of the town were tired of the birds because fences used to keep them out of private properties began to fall apart. Many said that the penguins stank and kept people up at night with their loud squeaks. They were said to sound like donkeys, giving them the name donkey penguins. Eventually, the situation was taken care of. However, in 2016, the penguins faced threats from leopards, which are known to roam throughout Betty's Bay. One attack alone killed 33 penguins. Number 4. Jagloken, Liberia. Now, Liberia is not a really fun place to go if you're in West Africa, but most of it has been very hit hard by the Ebola virus. But there have been many strong consequences of the measures used to stop the spread of the disease. In 2013, at that specific town in Liberia, elephants arrived in droves, trampling the village's coffee crops and ruining property. The reason the elephants began wreaking havoc is believed to be tree cutting near their habitats. This startled the elephants and caused them to flee to the village. Another reason is the government's ban on bush hunting is both a conservation effort and a way to stop the Ebola virus. Despite the ban, villagers still go into the forest to saw down trees and sell planks, which makes the problem even worse. Number 3. Churchill, Montebello, Canada. The ice on the Hudson Bay has been shrinking, causing polar bears to begin losing their usual hunting areas. By 2013, they began to go into towns like Churchill and Montebello, Manitoba, to find food. Polar bears are particularly vicious and are known to cannibalize others if they're near starvation. Churchill has long known for polar bear tourism. Many have felt the bears causing them to return in the belief that they'll continue to be fed. By November 2013, 168 cases have been reported of polar bears interacting with citizens. Soon they became violent. One polar bear attacked a woman, ripped her ear off, and left her with significant injuries. Due to the growing concern, the government began working to control the animal's populations by allowing polar bear hunting to a certain degree in Churchill and Everett, in Erva, an Inuit community north of Churchill. Number 2. Batesman's Bay, New South Wales, Australia. In May 2016, the town was invaded by 100,000 massive bats that covered nearly every tree and surface in the area. Residents were left prisoners in their own homes because opening windows or doors would cause bats to fly in. The culprits were gray-headed flying foxes. They are listed as a vulnerable species, so authorities couldn't kill them. Soon, different groups bickered about what to do. Authorities wanted to use smoke or noise to try to get the bats to leave, while animal rights groups said that the townspeople need to be patient and wait out the epidemic. Eventually, the town received $2.5 million to help fund efforts to stop the bats. But as of June 2016, this town remains under siege. Number 1. Oconto, Wisconsin. One of the worst animal invasions occurred in 1952 in the small town of Oconto, Wisconsin, 175 million leper frogs terrorized the town. They outnumbered the citizens by 35,000 to 1. It was so bad that any car ride was accompanied by an explosion of frogs being crushed by the car. Dogs were also frightened by the intruders, and one eyewitness said that he saw a million shining little eyes when looking outside with a flashlight. The large number of frogs was due to unusual wetness in the area surrounding the Reed Bay that year when the water failed to recede. As summer rolled on, the frogs eventually began to leave the town and things slowly returned to normal. At the time, leper frogs were widely used for dissection, so the species was hunted in the north to sell as specimens. This effort was so successful that northern leper frogs are now an endangered species. Hopefully guys, you really like this video. Please do remember to give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the Lone Top 10s for more videos every day. Plus, let us know in the comments what top 10 we should do next. Don't forget to check out the link for the Lone Boys channel, which is me. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time in another top 10.